Hi, my name is Trisha Friedman, and I want to share a quick run through with you of a futures literacy game that can be played by yourself or with others. And it builds on this framework that I've designed that is called a loop, where we're thinking about futures literacy through the lens of agency, listening, openness, offering, and of course, play. So when you click the link to go through the game, it greets you with this introduction, reminds folks that essentially we're here to weave something in the future, and we're going to do that by going through those 5 phases. So you start off with listening. On this slide, you spin to discover a different listening prompt. This is about something that you are hearing, that you are sensing, and that you might want to think a little bit more about. So I spun the wheel, and the prompt that I received was this one. What's one part of the school day that feels designed without you in mind? Now, at the time of this recording, it's graduation season, and it had me thinking about my messy relationship with graduations. I'm autistic. I often don't like being at events that are full of lots and lots of people, lots of sudden surprise noises. And I always find that graduation scene a little bit overwhelming. So I took that prompt on. And the next step in the game is for me to think about what I have to be open to in order to build on my response. I'm going to think a little bit more about, like, well, why wasn't it designed that way? And I have these examples here, and one of them is, this idea that I can be affected by systems that I might not notice or know much about. So certainly when I was in high school, I didn't know what the system for organizing a graduation was. I can recall the feeling of that very scratchy gown, and I don't like the feel of the graduation cap. That's like a memorable sensation for me, but I actually don't know anything about like why that tradition lives on, what some of the reasons are that people really like that tradition. And so that had me thinking, okay, um, I've listened, I've thought about, recognizing that there are systems that I'm not aware of. And now it's the time for me to work on something in the future, or as the game says, to reweave a day in the future where what I'm hearing or what I need to be open about has shifted. I've got an example that's linked in there for you, but I just want to show you. I thought a little bit about a day in the future. This is meant to be a greeting card cover where I generated, this is the graduation alternative that students could opt into called We See You Day. So for students who don't want to go to the big full scale graduation, they might opt into this very casual, very comfortable event where students get together, they write down a message about themselves, a time where they felt seen, and they leave that behind for the school to think about. So again, this would be a greeting card that in the future I'm envisioning I'm giving to a friend who's graduating, and I know they're getting ready to go to their I was seen ceremony. The agency part of this game is inviting ourselves to share this reimagining with somebody else who needs to see this version of the future. Am I sharing this right now? And maybe it's giving somebody an idea for, right, does everybody have to go to the same graduation? Could we actually offer an alternative? What happens when we do that? That's me stepping into my agency. Now, play is also a big part of the game. So there's another spin wheel where I would be nudged to take my imaginings even further. And the game really closes with these questions. We always want to continue our curiosity when we're working on co-creating futures. So these are, again, great things for me to keep talking about. If you want to play through this game, you want to bring it to your students, you want to play it with somebody else, I'd love to hear your thoughts. There's my email address. I hope this helps you practice futures literacy in micro. I think it's important for us to remember playing with the future is a great way to flex our imagination. I think that's something that we need to be doing often and regularly.